myself of Anand.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. I, Tanvi Singh, Company Secretary, welcome you all on behalf of your company, Oriana Power Limited, to its investor and analyst meet. This meet is for discussing the progress and future plan of the company. Now, before we begin with the proceedings, I would like to share some guidelines for the participants so that we may effectively conduct this meeting. In the first part of the agenda, our founders will share the business updates. After the founders' presentation, we will open the session for question and answers. We encourage you to raise your questions so that we can take up the queries one by one. Please ask your questions in one statement so that it is convenient to understand and respond. Let me start by introducing the four speakers for today. Now I hand over the proceeding to Mr. Rupal Gupta, Managing Director of our company.
Thank you, Tanvi, for organizing this Concall meeting with all the stakeholders. First of all, a warm welcome to you all for today's meeting and discussion. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, namaste. On behalf of Oriana Power family to all of you. Before I start our presentation, I would like to share today's agenda. Our meeting is going to be progressed in 4 phases. Number 1, about your company, Oriana Power Limited. Number 2, where we are today. Number 3, what we are aiming for 2030. Number 4, question and answer. Now, I would like to mention there are a lot of old participants, investors, stakeholders in the meeting. I know there has been some points, some guidelines, some messages which are already being communicated and you have been hearing from us. But we believe there could be few new participants also in the meeting. So we request people who are already participated, they have to bear with us with the repetitive statement and comments. Now I start about your company, Oriana Power Limited. Before I start about giving more details about Oriana, I would like to share a little background how this company started. So we 3 co-founders sitting right side to me, Mr. Parveen, Mr. Anirudh, we already started this company in 2013, where we had very limited knowledge about business, very limited knowledge about technology, limited capital, limited resources, obviously limited market understanding. But with the God grace and the support from the people, from the market, from investors, from stakeholders, everyone, today we are in front of you and talking about a company into the market, giving complete horizon of true renewable energy company, all the major business verticals related to renewable space. Officially, we started this company in 2017 with the manpower of 10-12 people. So out of that, few people are here in this boardroom also. We believe in ourselves, we believe in the business, we believe in the market, we believe in this era of renewable energy. So we have been delivering all the possible extent of sub-function of renewable energy, started from installation commissioning company, which is contractual job, then to a pure EPC company into the rooftop or limited segment, and then being a IPP developer in 2019, and in 2023 and 4 we started working on the larger EPC businesses as well as IPP business. In 2024 we conceptualized solar energy, battery energy storage system, as well as green hydrogen and CBG. So these are the 3 business verticals we added in 2024 or conceptualized in 2024. Now I request my co-founders Parveen and Anirudh to introduce himself. Parveen.
Hello everyone, and a warm welcome to all of the investors and stakeholders to Oriana Power. Thank you so much for trusting on us and believing in Oriana Power. We always trying to deliver the best which we have with the support of all of your stakeholders and the team members. And thank you very much once again for joining this short notice call. Thank you so much.
Namaste everyone, I am Anirudh Saraswat, Chief Business Officer of Oriana Power, looking after future plans and strategy of Oriana Power. I am really thankful to our investors and everyone who has joined this meeting. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Parveen. Thank you, Anirudh. Now it's my time. So I'm Rupal Gupta, Managing Director and CEO of the company. I largely look after the business function, which is more towards the sale and business development side of it, along with my support from my co-founders on the other function of the business. Now I'll request Tanvi to start with the presentation. So Tanvi, would you like to give some statement?
Yes, sir.
Please.
Certain statement in this document may be forward-looking statements. Such forward-looking statements are subject to certain risks and uncertainties, like government actions, local political or economic developments, technological risks, and many other factors that could cause our actual result to differ materially from those contemplated by the relevant forward-looking statements. Oriana Power Limited will not be in any way responsible for any action taken based on such statements, be and in way responsible for any action taken based on such statements and undertakes no obligation to update this forward-looking statement to reflect subsequent events or circumstances publicly.
Thank you, Tanvi. May I request for the next slide? Thank you, Ravi. So with all the gratitude to our team, our clients, our investors, business partners, and other stakeholders, FY'25 has been defining year in Oriana's power journey. This remarkable growth was driven by sharply clarity of the direction from the core team of Oriana Power. Our focus has steadily shifted from project level execution to building a broader, more integrated energy platform, empowering India's future and driving energy independence now more than ever. As the world changes, remains central to how we approach to this transition. The expansion into energy storage, green hydrogen, green fuels, utility scale solar power plants, as well as the battery energy storage system CBG reflects a deliberate move to stay ahead of the market and ahead of energy demands. Reliability and infrastructure are covering. It is not just about the skilling, but about skilling with the relevance to the nation as well as to the world. It is a sector that is evolving faster than ever. We all have witnessed in last 2-3 years what has been there in the market. We see opportunity not in chasing the volatility, but in anchoring ourselves to a long-term fundamental, stable cash flows, strategic diversification, and readiness for the grid interactive solutions. Next. Now, I would like to also highlight the core business functions where we are working on the ground. We have major 4 business verticals under the renewable platform at the moment and adding more in future. So first and primary focus business vertical obviously be with us solar. Then battery energy storage system is something which is very much demand nowadays for many other reasons which we'll be talking in the further slides. Green hydrogen, green fuels is something which is the future of this whole energy ecosystem, and compressed biogas, which has been there for long in the country, but it is now being evolved as another source of energy. Models and their role in the value chain. We know the under solar vertical, we have the EPC, we have the IPP. Another third model we have added into the solar business vertical is called deferred capex. Deferred capex is something where we would be adding the solar plant for the client under the RESCO kind of structure, but where client will be having the access as a captive user to the solar power or renewable system. And IPP development services where we are having mix of our own funds as well as some third-party funds. Because of all these new functions or models, we have been evolving ourselves into energy transitions, revenue diversity, capital efficiency, and cost reductions to off-takers as well as our own internal cost. Next slide.
So in IPP development services, it's an advisory-led structuring and blended financing EPC services in which we are providing EPC services along with land and connectivity to the clients, big institutional funds, InvITs and large conglomerates.
Thank you, Anu. Now here we would be highlighting what we have achieved in the financial year FY'25. Under the solar business vertical, we have delivered cumulatively 400 megawatt of capacity. That means close to 200 plus megawatt we have added just in FY'25. At the moment, we are executing more than 550 plus megawatt capacity under our solar business vertical. We have signed long-term agreements with the C&I clients. That means our operational stability will remain with the business as well as future visibility of the revenue. Oriana Power has been working on the rooftop division, have been working on the ground-mounted open access, but we have first time entering into ISTS CTU connected solar power plant. That is something which we are adding into our portfolio of renewable solar verticals. So this year you will see some more development on this side of the function as well. Major projects, probably most of the people are well aware what we have achieved in the last year. So few key projects which we are highlighting here. One of the major project of 128 megawatt from one of the biggest company in the country, Dalmia Cement. Second is 100 plus megawatt from JK Cement Limited. Then 100 megawatt from Maharashtra State Electricity Company. And the fourth one is 71 megawatt from Bharat Petroleum, BPCL. This is what we have achieved last year, where we are heading from this vertical. So we are targeting 1 gigawatt plus capacity cumulative capacity by FY'26. That means typically we are going to add another 600 megawatt this year. More than that, how we are going to achieve this? What we have in hand, obviously the existing orders which are there, but what is more we are adding for the future growth, sustainable growth. So just to highlight again, we are adding these solar parks across the country, multiple states. So you can see on the slide, we are adding close to 385 megawatt park in Rajasthan, which we have been highlighting in past presentations and the discussion. Out of that, 110 megawatt is already sold. Construction is at the advanced stage, first phase of that is already commissioned. 100 megawatt of another capacity which we are at the verge of closure with one new client. Tamil Nadu, 140 plus megawatt we have closed contracts, where single project of 128 megawatt is one single client. Third one is Uttar Pradesh. So that means Tamil Nadu full capacity of 140 megawatt is sold out. Uttar Pradesh 280 plus megawatt we are setting up. Approvals are in process. Land has been secured. Fourth one, Haryana 200 plus megawatt, honestly, which is extendable up to 300 megawatt, and we are at the verge of closing major clients for this particular capacity. Out of that, I think first capacity is already closed of 16 megawatt. So that was about solar business vertical. Now I request Mr. Praveen to talk about the battery energy storage system. Praveen, over to you.
Thank you, Rupert. So here I would like to brief about why we are entering into the BESS business, what is the requirement and where do we see the potential in the upcoming time. You must be aware about that the India has received almost 50% of the capacity from the renewable energy. And this, even in this 50% of renewable, another 50% of this, which is around 25% of the total cumulative capacity is from the solar only. Moreover, an additional 100 gigawatt of renewable energy also currently under implementation, which will be adding in the couple of years. However, this rapid growth brings with it new challenges. The existing grid infrastructure is fast approaching saturation. One major reason for this mismatch in production capacity and actual supply is the variable nature of the solar or even with the wind energy. Solar energy, for example, is the only produced during the daytime hours, and wind is equally fluctuating. And this variability directly translates to power supply fluctuation and end up with a hurting grid stability. Integrating such volatile sources into the grid transmission infra is therefore extremely challenging unless we can somehow take the variability and fluctuation of this power out from the equation. The goal is to make the solar and wind power as predictable, stable, and manageable as the power generated from the coal and the hydroelectric units. Perhaps the most effective way to do this is to store all solar and wind energy produced and then draw from this storage to supply stable power to the consumer. If we can build enough storage, theoretically the entire India's installed solar and wind can be actually fed into the grid and consumed by the industries, commercial establishment, and the consumers. This is where the battery energy storage system became a game changer. By integrating just 1 hour of energy storage into solar can reduce the peak time of solar from about 50% of the peak time. This allows us to double the installed capacity, solar installed capacity using the same infrastructure grid infrastructure, simply by time shifting the energy with the storage. A grid scale base can easily store solar or wind energy generated during the peak duration time and release it during the night or the peak consumption time. This process known as the energy arbitrage. We at Oriana see energy storage as a key enabler in making solar power a round-the-clock energy source, turning variable generation into reliable base load supply. To start off, we are going to build 400 megawatt hour energy storage system with the Rajasthan government, Karnataka government, Telangana and Tamil Nadu state. With abundant source storage, we can flatten the dynamic demand profile, stabilize the grid, and increase the utilization of Indian fast-growing solar power capacity, ultimately moving our country toward the energy self-reliance that is a procedure to complete the energy security. This transformation will not only benefit the grid, but also enhance value of all stakeholders in the India's energy ecosystem, power generator, whether it's consumer or regulator alike. The opportunity to see this support, this transition by fulfilling the demand of energy storage is also massive, and we allows companies like ours to create significant value to all ecosystem stakeholders as well as the contribute meaningful to enhancing India's energy stability. And that's where we are adding a capacity of 403 megawatt of BESS storage in our upcoming years. This we have already elaborated that we are already got awarded 4 contracts of 100 megawatt hour each with the Rajasthan government, Telangana, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. We are also into discussion with the big power consumers who are ready to make their net zero profile with using the hybrid solution where the storage will also come into the picture with the solar. Here we are targeting what we are going to achieve by coming year 2026. We have already secured an order of 400 megawatt hour, but further we have to additional capacity to meet the 1 gigawatt capacity. We have to add a capacity of 600 megawatt hour into this, where we are very much positive because we are already into aggressive stage of participating with the multiple requirement coming from the utility side or from the private consumers also. We see battery storage as a big opportunity, not from the government's grid stability point of view, even with the replacement of the DG operations in the commercial applications or basically the industries also, some industries which are operating on the diesel generators. So that's where we are targeting to meet a stable source of supply, considering the storage as a part of a reliable source and to make the renewable energy or the solar energy a round the clock source of supply, so that everybody can rely on the source, and definitely we are looking for a future source of supply.
Thank you, Praveen. Anirudh, would you please take up the next slide of green hydrogen and e-fuels?
Yeah, Rupal, thank you. So keep on hearing कि hydrogen आएगा कि नहीं आएगा. Hydrogen जल्दी आएगा कि late आएगा. So it's not a choice now. Why? Because in a world where geopolitical uncertainties are shaping the future of global energy, India stands at a crucial juncture. At your company, we are committed to driving India's energy independence through innovative renewable energy solutions. Take, for example, the ongoing shift towards solar and green hydrogen. With escalating global tensions, energy security has become a key focus for countries worldwide. India, with its vast sunlight potential, yes, sunlight potential, is uniquely positioned to lead in renewable energy by investing in cutting-edge technologies like solar power, energy storage system, compressed biogas. Green hydrogen is viable. We not only reduce our dependence on imported fossil fuels, but also ensure a sustainable and secure energy future for generations to come in India. As the world changes, we understand that India energy independence is now more than ever, and we are proud to be a part of this transformation. So in this vertical, we have got allocation of 10,000 metric ton per annum green hydrogen capacity under the site scheme. We have also secured land in Madhya Pradesh on 1 rupee per meter for gigafactory development. We are into development of 225 tons per day e-methanol project, which is under review for state subsidy support, and we have signed our first non-binding agreement with e-methanol off-taker is already finalized. We are planning what lies ahead. We are planning a 500 megawatt electrolyzer capacity by FY'26, which is underway. And yes, it is subject to geopolitical conditions, prices from China. We are also seeing the volatility in the market. But yes, we are going ahead with this decision, but slowly and steadily, considering our financial and other thing in mind. And we would like to strengthen our production capacity of e-fuels by 50,000 metric ton per annum by 2028. Yes, we are going ahead with derivatives of hydrogen. We are having strategic focus on international offtake opportunities in Japan, Europe, and USA. And we have active engagement in India's hydrogen cluster, that is Haritmala and Haritsagar. Over to Rupal.
Thank you, Anirudh. So the next slide is like what we are going to do by 2030 as a company. What is the vision of Oriana Power Limited? So I request Praveen if you can take up the slide with the more numbers and each function.
As you can see, there are 4 verticals where we are heading. One is solar, green hydrogen, compressed biogas, and battery energy storage. So for solar, we have already made a commitment or declaration that by 2030, we will be a 6 gigawatt EPC company with an additional IPP of 2.5 gigawatt. Similarly, for the BESS also, we have made a commitment of 3.5 gigawatt hour additional portfolio by 2030. But I think with the current aggressive market requirement and opportunity which we are looking, this target can be achieved early than 2030.
Oriana Pace is also there.
Yeah. The third avenue is about the compressed biogas, where we can see that CTG can produce an annual growth rate of 20% of the total revenue. But yes, we are very slow on the compressed biogas side, but we are looking forward also for the further upcoming projects where we can contribute a major upstream on the green biomethanol, right? The fourth avenue is about the green hydrogen. So we had, you can see that by 2026 we have added a capacity of 500 megawatt hour capacity by additional 5. This is about the electrolyzer manufacturing. Right? So we have in next slide you can see that we have made a commitment by 2030 for the green fuel also, which we can see in the next slide.
Thank you.
So next, yeah.
Thank you, Praveen. So now this slide talks about what makes Oriana Power a unique proposition, unique company, unique team, obviously with the unique stakeholders. So being Oriana Power, we believe we have the robust financial performance with the consistency. That is most important thing. And you can see from our track record of last 5-6 years, it's a sustainability, profitability, and efficient capital deployment in every business function. Healthy order book and pipeline. I know there are some concern in some of the minds which we'll be addressing in the question answer session. But I would say, being a promoter, being the Oriana management, we believe we have very healthy order book and very big pipeline across the business functions. Diversified portfolio. This is very important element which we have with the obvious reason it mitigates all the risk from one business segment. It doesn't hamper to the company because of any upside and downside into other business segment. A scalable business model. We all know what is there in the green energy market as on date. It is absolutely scalable to the possible thought process level. So if I recall it, I think India has a plant capacity of 500 gigawatt of solar, which we believe is going to get added by another 500 gigawatt in very near future. Likewise, green hydrogen and battery energy storage, where we had a belief that we are going to achieve 3.5 gigawatt hour of battery capacity by 2030, and now we are having internal discussion within our team that this is going to achieve even 2 years before, kind of. So that is very much scalable, all the business functions. Strong clientele. You can see the name which we have just presented in the previous slides. We have very strong clientele which are AA, AAA rated, or the big PSUs, Maharatna, or what other name? Navratna PSUs. Young visionary leadership. So I would say young visionary leadership is not me meant to three of us. The team of Oriana Power is there now, who is having a lot of visions in their subject, their expertise domain. So I'll be talking about who others have been part of now Oriana Power, where they are taking this company to the next level. We are extending our geographical presence. So just to add you, we were participating in one of the global event of green hydrogen in the Europe recently, lately last week or so, and we could see the kind of requirement which is there in terms of green hydrogen and e-fuels. So we believe there is a lot of opportunity for Oriana to be on the geographical level with the different product and services. People first culture. So just to add on, last week, last week we have been awarded with the Great Place to Work certification by the one of the credible agency. So that means we are not just working for Oriana Power as a promoter level or for the stakeholders level. We are working also for the team who is working, their family, their atmosphere. So we are taking care of all the points of the growth of the company. Now, next slide is about achievements of Oriana Power, what we have achieved in last 1 year. So Praveen, would you please take up?
Sure, thanks, Super. So there are certain achievements which we have achieved in last 1 year. The first one is about the team and the organization capabilities. So as Rupal mentioned that in last week only we received we had the registration in the last year only, but the award nomination and other things has went last week. So this was awarded for a great place to work, where our organization space, the employees, the compatibility, the safety, the whole aspect has been found perfect. So that's the reason that this award has been recognized. And Oriana is one of the organization where the people feel safe and secure, and a comfortable environment where they love to work. The second thing is about the implementing a formalized leadership structure where the vertical wise KMP and the dedicated execution units has been decided and deployed. The third is initiated internal capacity building through cross-functional training for the hydrogen, storage, solar and execution, and the all other like the orientation program which has been implemented. The second achievement is about the execution innovation. So as we are aware that we are always trying to do some new things into the industry with the development, with the regulatory connection and on the on-ground execution. So there also we have introduced a virtual net metering framework with the regulatory of Delhi for development of 450 virtual ground-mounted system to 3 locations. So basically, there are 450 numbers of consumers which are getting powered from 3 locations of solar power installed within the Delhi. The third is about the organizational growth metrics. We have delivered substantial workforce growth in the last 1 year from 92 numbers in 2024 to 250 plus people in your organization right now. Achieved a triple B plus rating from the CRISIL for the credibility about the financial discipline and governance strength. The next one is about the regulatory and commercial validation. Engaged with various government utilities for the BESS project. As we are already saying that the BESS is looking very attractive in the coming year, showcasing their competitiveness. Multiple MOUs has been signed with the state government for the renewable energy solutions. We have signed a 10,000 crore or MOU with the Rajasthan government for development of renewable energy assets that includes the solar, battery energy storage, and the hydrogen side also. Similarly, we have signed one 5,000 crore MOU with the Madhya Pradesh government for the land and connectivity. The third one is about again 500 crore for Assam government, where we are progressively looking for the land and connectivity for the development of the renewable energy resources that includes the hydrogen also.
Thank you, Parveen. Now it's a time for the real outcome, what we did in last year. So it's probably one of the most important slide out of the slides. So I'll request Anurag if you can just talk about in terms of numbers what we have done, please.
Sure, Rupal. So in last slide, Praveen has mentioned about that MOU of 10,000 crores. So we are already on the ground, and 685 megawatt peak solar plants are planned in Rajasthan and 104 megawatt hour BESS. So it's not just a MOU signing; we are going ahead with the plans. Now
Executing on the ground.
Executing on the ground. So at Oriana Power, we have a proud legacy of delivering on every promise we have made. लोग यही बोलते हैं, हम बोलते हैं कि हमें डिलीवर ज्यादा करते हैं, और हम कोशिश भी यही करते हैं कि हम डिलीवर ज्यादा करें. इंटरेक्शन हो सकता है कि हमारा कम हो, लेकिन we try always to deliver our best. So we have made a commitment that revenue will be around 800 crores, but we have delivered 987 crores. PAT, we were expecting around 130, 140. Market was expecting, but we have delivered 150 crore PAT. EBITDA of FY'25 is 245 crores, which grew 2.93 times, and debt to equity ratio reduced to 0.53. EPS has increased to 79.52, and yes, current ratio is decreased to 1.47.
So we believe Oriana Power team has done commendable job to deliver this performance. I'm not sure everyone is happy about it, everyone is appreciating about it, but we believe our team has done a great work about it, and we will continue the same level of commitment and the delivery in the future as well. Now, may I request for the next slide? While we have been doing the reasonably good work in the past, what believe we there is a lot of to be done in the future as well. So that's where we are growing with the in terms of number of heads in the company. Along with this, there is also a need of leadership team which we are adding up every day. So there are a few gentlemen. If you can zoom out the camera, Ravi. So maybe if you can zoom out the camera a bit, so everyone can be visible here. So we had Mr. Gaurav sitting on the first left side of me.
Gaurav, you can say hi.
You can raise your hand. He's been with us for last more than 3.5 or 4 years approximately. Then we have Mr. Pandey, Omkarnathji Pandey, who is heading the business of BESS, BESS vertical, and green hydrogen. So these are the two gentlemen who are there with us for quite some time. We have Mr. Praveen Gupta with us, who is the head of the supply chain team. And likewise, we have Mr. Narendra Kumar, who is from the engineering and the project side. More than that, now we have added on the screen names are there, Mr. Varun Prabhakar, who is the General Counsel, Legal and Corporate Governance. He's the head, heading whole vertical. We have Mr. Randeep Laha. He has joined us as a Director of Finance and Accounts. Mr. Gaurav Singla, who is the business head construction for the projects. So I'll just request Mr. Varun, Mr. Singla, if you can just quick introduction about you so that people are aware what exactly you are doing in Oriana. Varun, you can start maybe.
Hi everyone, I'm Varun Prabhakar. I have been appointed as a General Counsel for the Oriana Power Limited. I am having an experience of 15 years plus in M&A transaction, corporate litigations, and due diligence of more than 1,000 properties. So I'm looking forward to take up this growth in the coming years so that there should not be any kind of a corporate governance and other issues for the company. Thank you so much, everyone, and the directors for funding the same.
Thank you.
Gaurav, over to you.
Gaurav.
Hi everyone, my name is Gaurav Singla. I'm an engineer by education. I've worked with a number of MNCs and worked in a number of power projects over the past few years. I've been into various industries. Now here I'll be handling the business as a business head in construction. So it's a great opportunity for me. It's a great platform. Thank you. Thanks everyone. Thanks to the directors.
Thank you, Gaurav.
Looking forward. Thank you.
So Mr. Randeep is not here, so maybe Anuj, you can just
Yeah.
give him a quick
Randeep from a company which is having which was having turnover of 8,000 crores and good limits, and is heading Director of Finance and Accounts. I would like to add that corporate governance is a serious thing which we are taking it seriously, and I would like to add some few more members I would like to introduce. So, as a part of this effort, we have brought on board Mr. Varun Prabhakar as General Counsel. We are also excited to welcome additional seasoned professional to our legal and corporate governance team. Mr. Khera, a former civil judge and district magistrate, will spearhead our land acquisition strategy, a crucial area as we expand our physical footprint across multiple geographies. Mr. Janis, a graduate from National Law School, Patiala, will focus on amended documentation and commercial contracts, strengthening our in-house transaction capability. And in addition to this, we welcome Ms. Gunjan Shukla, who previously worked with DEN Networks, a subsidiary of Reliance Jio. She will lead our efforts to ensure robust compliance frameworks and reporting standards. Importantly, this entire legal and corporate governance team will function under the leadership of Mr. Varun Prabhakar, ensuring a unified, strategic, and forward-looking legal approach that fully aligns with Oriana's long-term goals.
So we are very serious about the corporate governance in the company. So maybe Praveen, you can talk what we are heading in next upcoming years.
So in this slide, you can see the yearly growth and where we are heading in the coming years. So last year, we already discussed that 400 plus megawatt projects has been delivered and 550 megawatt of projects are under execution. Similarly, on the BESS side, we have secured 403 megawatt hour of battery energy storage projects, where additional 700 megawatt hours are under pipeline. And on the green hydrogen side, we have achieved a 10,000 MTPA location from the SECI for the green hydrogen and its derivative. And for this year, we are targeting that we should meet the target of 1 gigawatt for the solar capacity. And for the battery energy storage also, we have set a target of 1 gigawatt hour plus. And for the hydrogen, where we see then in hydrogen also or its derivative can go up to 100 KTPA, this kilo metric ton per annum production. That could be hydrogen also, or might be its derivative like e-methanol or green ammonia, like that. And similarly, we have set a target for 2030 also, where the solar has a target of as an EPC 6 gigawatt and solar as an IPP has a target of 2.5 gigawatt. For the BESS projects, we have set a target of 3.5 gigawatt hour by 2030, which we are again commenting that that could be possible to achieve in
Much before.
earlier than the commitment financial year. The green hydrogen has a target of 1 gigawatt, as we have already declared last year that we are going to set up a manufacturing facility for the electrolyzer by 1 gigawatt capacity, which will be stable by the 2030. And similarly, on the green ammonia or green hydrogen or its derivative or hydrogen, as said, we set a target of 1 million metric ton per annum by the year of 2030, which is almost how much percentage of the annual target of the Indian government?
So
It's a great number.
target.
So,
Subject to market trend.
yeah.
So that's how we are looking in the coming 2030.
So one thing which I would like to add and highlight on this particular slide is your company is a gigawatt era company now. We are moving from megawatt to gigawatt trend. And please be aware, all these numbers, plans, everything is based on the market conditions. Our intent is fully committed to achieve this or surpass this. Now, I'll request Andrew to continue the similar kind of Oriana's plans and transitions in terms of gigawatt scale company.
As we have shown in our last presentation, and we are now moving from megawatt to gigawatt era. And yes, last year, Rupal, we were doing megawatts, and this time to deliver gigawatt. So for that thing, we have secured 2,900 plus acres land across India, and that will help us to scale this 1 gigawatt capacity. We have signed MOUs worth rupees 15,500 crores in Rajasthan, MP, and Assam. And yes, we are already on the ground. And with these MOUs, government is also supporting us with land and connectivity, thanks to all state governments. And these MOUs are with 4 business verticals: solar, BESS, CBG, and hydrogen. We have execution-led scalability, so we have digital tools like SAP fully operational now, and modular construction framework enable faster rollout across high volume sites. We are also coming up with artificial intelligence across all departments in Oriana Power. It's a project of 1.5 years. Yes, we're gonna deliver it, and you will see those things in action soon. And there are smart systems for scalable operations, advanced EMS, AI, blockchain systems support efficient operations at gigawatt scale, because we know that gigawatt will not be a simple, but definitely if all these things will be in place, it will be simple for us. And long-term C&I PPAs create assured demand pipelines to anchor gigawatt scale infrastructure development. Thank you. Over to Rupal.
Thank you, Andrew. I know this presentation is being a little long for everyone, and most of the people are probably waiting for the question answer session. But before closing this presentation, I would like to mention we scale with the purpose, not pressure. Every opportunity we take on is matched to our ability to execute deliberately, sustainably, and without compromise. Our focus remains on building a business that delivers with the consistency and endures with the strength. It means we are very much focused on the orders, what we can take, what we can deliver. We are not just building and piling up the orders books in hand. So please be aware, our orders are very much aligned with our plans and things. Thank you.
Thank you to our founders for their insightful presentation. We will now open the floor to questions. Please ask your questions and we will address them one by one. Over to Amit Kumar.
Okay, thank you, Tanvi. So, on behalf of the investors present today and being the mentor and investor to the company, I feel my privilege to summarize few of the questions and to ask to the management. And in the constraint of time, I'll try to sum up multiple questions in one so that the similar questions can be taken together and we can do the justice with the timelines what we have. Okay, so I think Anirudh, Rupal, and Praveen, very good results what all of you have delivered, and as an investor, I also feel great about it, and I feel blessed to participate in this con call today because I believe that Oriana has broken the record of being the maximum PAT company within the SME listed companies. So जितनी भी हमारी listed SMEs हैं उस सब में सबसे ज्यादा पैट डिलीवर करने वाली कंपनी हो चुकी है ओरियाना. This is what is my reading. I may be wrong. Someone can correct in the chat if I'm wrong on that, but I feel great about this milestone. Okay, so the first question is on the MOUs. Oriana team, you have talked a lot about the MOUs signed with multiple governments, and total MOUs are around 15.5 thousand crore. So within this, there is a confusion. Is it the firm order? Is it going to be converted into revenue? If yes, within what period? What are the possible revenue streams within this? I think some highlight is expected by the investors on this. Please.
Amit ji, these are MOUs signed with the state government because state government are facilitating various things like land, connectivity, and they are also addressing various issues on monthly basis. So we are very fortunate that state governments in these times are addressing our issues on monthly basis. So these things are going very fast. Yes, definitely these MOUs are not just MOUs. We are already on the ground with these MOUs. The timeline of these MOUs are 4 to 5 years cumulatively. So yes, definitely Oriana is aspiring big because we have seen that we are aspiring for 6 gigawatt capacity of EPC, which itself is a revenue of more than 20,000 crores, and IPP as well, and other things as well. So we are aspiring for more, and these things are necessary for going faster.
So in
Understood.
one liner,
So-
it's an enabler to achieve our plans.
Perfect. So just
these
for
are
the
the-
clarification,
We have shown with the government, different state governments, where they are come up with a solution that they welcome the developers for the opportunities, and they are going to help for the multiple issues, which usually if we go as a fresh to the any state, so there are certain issues which they tackle at their government entity.
perfect. Thank you. So now the second question is around the gigawatt trends, what you talked about. So in FY'26, the company is targeting 1 gigawatt as as a milestone. And now within this, is it in addition to the 600 megawatt of FY'26, or is it the total goal of 1 gigawatt in FY'26? And would it represent around 2.5 times increase of the overall execution with respect to FY'25?
Yes, so you are largely correct. This total cumulative target or plan is to have 1 gigawatt of solar capacity by FY'26. That means additional capacity of 600 megawatt is being added or is planned to be added this year, which is tentatively, I would say 2.5 times of what we did last year. That's correct.
But it's subject to market conditions and other things.
Obviously,
Obvious.
yeah. Okay. So now a few participants are asking questions about the H1 and H2 related numbers. So the H1 presentation mentioned around 8 to 10 times of the target that we plan to achieve for in FY'26. Now, what is the overall revenue guidance for FY'26 with respect to that? And are we going to maintain the margins also in similar line? Yeah, that is also part of it.
So yes, we are going to maintain margins. And about top line, I can't give any number, but yes, it will be in the range of somewhere between 2,000 to 2,500 crores.
Okay. Yeah, I think a lot of questions are around the numbers also in the guidance. So that you are saying that it could be in the range of 2,000 to 2,500 CR.
So, Amit, we always remain conservative on these type of guidances. You know it very well, and even our investors know it very well. So, we'll not gonna throw any number, any kind of number that will hurt the sentiments.
So means you mean to say which was 8 to 10x is going to be little readjusted.
So, it's just a ballpark number between 2,000 2,500 crores. I'm not guiding on any number. Sure.
Okay, perfect. Now, can we talk about the revenue breakup of EPC, IPP, BESS, and other segments within this FY'26?
EPC will be around 80% of the revenue of Oriana Power, and EPC of solar, then EPC of BESS will be there, and EPC of CBG is there, IPP will be there, and one more thing, we'll not expect any revenue from hydrogen this particular year.
So as we are securing multiple projects in BESS, so these are basically going to be part of revenue in the coming year, maybe like 2007, 2027. But like Andrew said, the 20% of the total revenue will be contributed from the multiple other revenues like battery, storage,
IPP.
hydrogen, IPP.
Okay, thanks. So there are a few questions around BESS model. So what is this model and what is the kind of revenue what we are planning from this? What are the margin? What is the margin profile within this vertical? Because this is a new vertical. So with respect to the orders in hand and the order pipeline and the margin and the revenue expectation, please throw some light on that.
Sure. So BESS has a multiple models. One is the stationary batteries, standalone system only, where we can store the surplus energy during the low tariff rate and deliver the energy during the peak time. This is basically to meet the adjustment of low peak demand time and the peak time requirement of the additional demand. So that's how this is the one system. The second one is co-locating projects near to the solar. So where the surplus energy during the peak time will be stored into the batteries, and from there you can use that same energy during the peak demand time. So that will give an additional revenue to the developer or the EPC companies, or basically the developer who are delivering energy during the peak time because they are meeting the peak demand of the consumer. So that's the model. Basically, these are the two models which are working. Coming to the revenue side, so we have already declared that there will be around 20% of the revenue of this year will be contributing from the BESS and the other revenues. And further upcoming years, definitely there will be major contribution because whatever projects will be securing in this year will going to be executed in the coming year.
And about the unit economics and margin profile of BESS?
So unit economics will be better than solar. Because in this you can see the total revenue is around again 90 to 95% is the EBITDA from the BESS projects also, and this will have a life again like 20 to 25 years as in the solar.
Got it.
So we'll look
now
slightly better revenue or the margins with the BESS projects.
Got it. Thanks. Okay. So now few of the questions are around the order book. In last few months, the company has been silent in declaring the new orders or the fresh orders which the company has received. Or a few questions are also talking about that the company is going conservative. Earlier, company was taking the orders aggressively. Now, the company in last few months has gone very conservative in taking new orders. What is the current order book and what was the strategy behind this silence in last few months?
Yeah, so we were expecting this question. So honestly, we have not been conservative. It is just alignment of the strategy in terms of the overall business plan. That means the execution, the financing, the local development, land development, prices, import prices, dollar prices, everything around with the business. So what we believe in, the first is the bottom line, which we have been taking it very seriously and we have been successful reasonably till date. Second is the top line. So we believe we had the enough top line to cater the results or the future growth by that time. So there was a time which was kind of, I would say, December to April, where a lot of players were getting in, a lot of limited margins were being quoted by the our counter peers in the market. Hence, we took a call to be little conservative, to be little safe and silent, so that by that time the others would be there in the market with the hands full capacity. So we would be having better opportunity to take the orders with the kind of margins we always look for. So it is not something we were silent. We were just aligning the strategy. That's all.
And the strategy pays well.
And strategy is always being there. So you will see some good chunk of orders in maybe in next 1 month or 2 months from our end. In terms of the revenue guidance, we really cannot give any guidance as such, but we intend to have the top line of in the range of 2,000 to 2,500 crore by this year.
Yeah, so the question was on the order book status. What is the current order book approximate?
So order book, we have 2,500 crore plus of order book as of now in hand.
Okay, got it.
2,500 crore plus.
Understood. Okay, now the next question I'll try to sum up around green hydrogen. So you have already shared some progress in that. You have also shared that within the FY'26, there will not be any revenue expectation from the green hydrogen. But in terms of the groundbreaking of the gigafactory, plus the methanol project, plus any ammonia project which is there in pipeline, if you can share some latest updates on that, that will be of interest to the participants.
So, Amit, hydrogen is taking shape in the country. First tender has already finalized by IOCL, and now the price is there to fight on. And one more thing, we are developing e-methanol projects. We are banking on e-methanol, and our first project is lined up in a state, and subsidy file is under process. Land is already finalized by state government and our team, and we'll do the groundbreaking ceremony of this e-methanol project in third quarter. And definitely it will be a good project because we are planning 5 such projects in near future, and in by 2028 this first project will get commissioned. First project definitely will not take much risk and will deliver it on EPC basis, and another 4 projects, yes, definitely will see what pie we can get from that project. Regarding the gigafactory, yes, the plan is on, and we'll soon come up with good news of groundbreaking ceremony of gigafactory. But definitely we are looking for the prices of electrolyzers in China, and we are also looking for demand and market in India. And yes, our capacity of this 225 tons per day e-methanol capacity is itself utilizing 100 megawatt of electrolyzer. When I say 100 megawatt of electrolyzer, it means 300 megawatt of solar, 800 megawatt hour of BESS, and 100 megawatt of wind capacity. So it's not a simple 225 tons per day capacity of e-methanol projects. We are having strength in solar, we are having strength in renewable energy, we are having strength in CBG. That will all get utilized by developing this project, and definitely 70% of the raw material of these type of projects, of e-fuel projects, are electricity. And we have strong control on that electricity, as we are doing EPC projects as well, we are doing IPP projects as well, we are doing the effort capex project as well, and in future we are going to develop projects for InvITs, for institutional funds as well. So definitely it's a whole ecosystem. We are working on this whole ecosystem.
Perfect. Thank you. So, curious to take up one question, which is asked by a few of the participants, that what is the reason or the strategy that Oriana's EBITDA margins are higher than other peers in the industry?
So I think by and large, we have already answered this question. We are little selective, conservative, taking the orders just by participating in the tenders. We believe in forming the projects on our own. Our team gets engaged even 2 years, a year before we participate in the tender. So that is the larger reason, but I don't think that should be opened up to all in the public domain. But yes, our EBITDA margin is something where we are heavily focused. So selective in choosing the right projects for Oriana.
And this will
अमित जी इसी कंपनी को तो एक ही चीज हरा सकती है ना, अगर उसे मार्जिन्स कम हो जाए, बहुत ज्यादा प्रोजेक्ट ले ले, so we are very selective on our orders.
Okay, so now I think the concern from the investors is on the scale, whether the same selective strategy will work at scale also, and whether the same margin profile will continue in future. That is, I think, is the intent behind this question.
Sir, it is going to speed up further. And the reason is very simple. We are selective, that is the truth. But at the same time, we are getting qualification in the larger projects, bigger capacities. So that means scale is something going to get added further. It doesn't mean every time we'll have a 3x growth. But when I say growth, that means the sustainable and long-term growth is being added without any doubt.
In addition
Perfect.
to this, we are also adding some more avenues where we can diversify with the multiple business verticals, and those verticals will also have the round market, which is going to help us to make the same pace of revenue.
So one interesting question in the similar lines, like अभी कंपनी की कैपेसिटी जो है वो कितने साइज तक का ऑर्डर लेने की हो चुकी है?
तो टेंडर पे डिपेंड करता है, उसके पेमेंट टर्म्स पे, कैश फ्लो पे, लोकेशन पे, लॉट ऑफ फैक्टर्स आर देयर, बट इन टर्म ऑफ ओरियाना कैपेबिलिटी वी आर रेडी टू टेक ऑर्डर ऑफ 10,000 crore also.
Perfect. I think that answers the question.
We are having average turnover of last year 3 years of over 500 crores. So as per CBC guidelines, you can bid up to 3 times of it. So yes, 1500 crore का single project तो bid कर ही सकते हैं. Apart from that, डेवलपमेंट साइड में, आईपीपी साइड में आप किसी भी स्केल का प्रोजेक्ट ले सकते हो, और ईपीसी साइड में विद प्राइवेट क्लाइंट्स यू कैन टेक एनी साइज ऑफ प्रोजेक्ट. Rupal has mentioned that we have taken 128 megawatt of one project in Tamil Nadu in C&I segment. If you will check, we hardly, मतलब I think Rupal second third largest project होगा
इंडिया में एक ही दो प्रोजेक्ट होंगे इतने बड़े साइज का, सिंगल क्लाइंट का, सिंगल लोकेशन
in C&I.
Very limited projects.
Got it. Now, regarding the ISTS and CTU, can you please throw some light on this? This is a new thing what you have shared with the investors today. Does it mean that we are entering to T&D market segment, and some more details on this, please?
So Amitji, basically when I say CTU or ISTS, it means the central grid, the grid connecting from one state to other state. So there are some projects and the provision in the policy of state and the central regulatory also, where they are enabling developers to develop project in one state and deliver energy into other state. So that's where the ISTS, interstate transmission, this project works. And the CTU stands for the Central Transmission Utility. So both are the same thing, which will be used as a synonyms also. That ISTS projects are for the interstate transmission. So we are already engaged with the state transmission utility as a center for connectivity, getting the connectivity for the solar project development in Rajasthan or other states also.
सर इसका एक तरीका ये भी है देखने का कि अभी तक जितना भी सोलर का डेवलपमेंट हो रहा था वो लार्जर इंडस्ट्रियल स्टेट्स में हो रहा था या लार्जर सोलर पोटेंशियल स्टेट्स में हो रहा था. सो व्हिच वाज लाइक राजस्थान है, गुजरात है, तमिलनाडु है, कर्नाटक है, महाराष्ट्र है. बट We have not touched the eastern part of the country, which is like your West Bengal, Jharkhand, Northeast, and these kind of states. So there are different challenges, political challenge or local challenges are different, one thing, but more than that, their radiation is low. That means their energy generation with the same capital expenditure is going to be low. So to cater that problem, ISS we are seeing is one of the options where we'll set up a plant in Rajasthan, Gujarat, or these places, and power utilization can happen in the new states which are not touched by the industry at the moment.
And because of their geographical limitation, they are having less intensity of sun. So accordingly, they will have a better benefit with the capex. The investment is another state and utilization is another state.
And it will help us in hydrogen as well.
Very nice.
Perfect. So now the next question is around Gigafactory. So what is the source of fund and how much capex will be required for the first phase of 500 megawatt electrolyzer factory?
So $30 million would be needed, and 80% will be financed by a bank, and 20% will be the equity in that thing, and will finance that thing from cash flow. We're not gonna raise funds for electrolyzer factory as of now.
Okay, so you
So
said
land has already been secured, awarded by MP government at 1 rupee per meter. So land is secured, and definitely you will see soon groundbreaking ceremony.
Honestly,
Got it.
we are
So-
also just related to overall conducive environment of this particular domain or the vertical. So as this is not gonna be just Indian story or one state story, it is gonna be a global story, because even the production of hydrogen here in India, but we have to see the offtake where. So as of now, India is eyeing to see the offtake in the global countries like Europe or Japan. So it has its own pace, it has its own reasons of going fast and slow. So we all have to live with it for now.
got it.
अमित, हाइड्रोजन की स्टोरी में हम वहां पर एग्रेसिव जा रहे हैं जहां पर डिमांड साइड इमीडिएटली क्रिएट हो रही है और लॉन्ग टर्म एग्रीमेंट्स हो रहे हैं। शॉर्ट टर्म एग्रीमेंट्स की तरफ हम लोग ज्यादा फोकस नहीं कर रहे हैं। एज फार एज टाइमलाइंस आर कंसर्न, यस, मतलब हाइड्रोजन एक ऐसी चीज नहीं है जो सोलर की तरह जल्दी लग जाती है, इट टेक्स टाइम। तो सिंपल है कि मेथनॉल, यस डेफिनेटली चाइना इज डूइंग बिग ऑन मेथनॉल। आने वाली टेक्नोलॉजीज पे उनका मेथनॉल पे रन करने का प्लान भी है। So that's why we are betting big on methanol. And if you'll see countries like Japan, Europe, सब इंडिया को एज ए एक्सपोर्टर देख रहे हैं। मतलब चाइना से कंपटीशन है, बट डेफिनेटली फ्यूल की रिक्वायरमेंट विल डेफिनेटली विल बी हैविंग बंकरिंग इन इंडिया, इन इंडियन पोर्ट्स एज वेल एंड नियरबाय पोर्ट्स एज वेल। सो मेथनॉल इज, आप कह सकते हो, लो हैंगिंग फ्रूट। आज के डेट में सबसे ज्यादा मेथनॉल है, एंड यस ग्रीन अमोनिया एज वेल। सो जितने भी टेंडर्स आ रहे हैं हम लोग उसमें पार्टिसिपेट कर रहे हैं, बस टेंडर्स विल कीप ऑन, tenders keeping extending and on I think monthly basis. So let's see how this thing goes. But yes, हमारे प्लान इंटेंट हैं जो मेथनॉल को लेकर।
So इसी से related एक like question है about the subsidies which we were expecting, and with respect to that some clarification you want to share with the participants?
The file is with the state government, and they are analyzing the subsidies and things. Yes, definitely all things are as per guidelines and the hydrogen policies of state governments only. So maybe 2-3 महीने में you will see subsidies वगैरह भी in place हो जाएंगी। लैंड in place हो गई, सबसे पहला टारगेट था लैंड in place करने का, वाटर सिक्योर करने का, रॉ मटेरियल सिक्योर करने का। तो वो सारी चीजें हमने सिक्योर कर ली हैं। Now subsidy is left and that is up to state government, और उन्हीं के लिए सर ये MOUs वगैरह साइन किए हैं। So let's see how fast it goes.
One question, I think this is more of a clarification, that why the company is giving loans to its subsidiaries. So वो थोड़ा structure आप समझा दोगे तो I think that will get clarified.
So definitely जब हम कोई IPP का प्रोजेक्ट करते हैं तो प्रोजेक्ट को इनिशिएशन करने के लिए हमें लोन्स देने पड़ते हैं, और जब तक लोन हमारा बैंक से सिक्योर नहीं होता तो उस प्रोजेक्ट को सिक्योर करने के लिए हम लोग करते हैं। Second, okay, it's USL, sorry.
So basically, to deploy the equity, there are two modes where we can either it could be a pure equity or we can deploy partial as a hedge fund also. So USL is basically the loan which later on will be top up by the lenders, which will give better return on the equity side.
True.
So that's a short-term deployment of loan which will recover after the COD time of the project.
I think other questions are around what we have already discussed. Hmm. Yeah, so another interesting one for the guidance on like 2030, the 6 gigawatt will be the cumulative revenue of what order?
6 gigawatt is the capacity.
Gigawatt is the capacity, so that is basically EPC capacity, and that's a cumulative capacity, sir.
So that is cumulative capacity, right?
Out of this, 400 megawatt is already been delivered. So that means still huge capacity we have to deliver, we have to work on.
So the giga trend has just started.
Just started.
Okay.
So just to add you for a few people, earlier there was ALLM make modules were allowed in the industry or even the international modules import were allowed.
But we start with the like imported also.
Yeah, yeah. Now government is positioning to continue only with the DCR module. That means domestic content make module only. So that means which are obviously a little expensive than the conventional imported or the ALM approved modules make. So that means the if the price trend will remain as it is, then top line, the bottom line may go further with the same capacity. So I'm just highlighting the multiplication formula may change a bit on the higher side. So which is eventually good for all of us and obviously for the country.
Got it. Now, another interesting question. What risk do you foresee in the spot prices and tariffs on the Indian energy exchange, and especially given in the recent low pricing trends?
So, Amici, I think we have introduced the BESS. So, BESS has a best mitigation for this because during the low peak time where the standalone BESS will work, the low tariff time, we can store the energy into the batteries and we can deliver the energy during the peak time where we have the better benefit from the commercial side of the tariff rate.
So it was well expected, Amiji, and the investors that so the way solar and renewable was developing in the country. So during the day sunny hours time, the prices or supply of the solar was on the higher side versus the demand. So it was expected that price may fall during this peak hours. So that's where BESS was always coming into picture, and being Oriana, we were always foreseeing this opportunity. So that's where we are today with the 400 plus megawatt of orders in hand, and we believe it is gonna increase at the much faster pace going forward, and we will cater this problem into opportunity for the Oriana Power.
Okay, so one question around IPP. Why is the IPP business PAT was in negative, and how this turns into handsome cash flow in coming future? What is the plan behind that?
So, Amici, there are multiple projects which are under development. So, once the project is commissioned, then the things will have better on the return side. So, that's the reason basically multiple projects we have got awarded and we got financed also. So, those costs are yet to comes as a revenue side. So that's the reason once we have the accessibility about a better capacity addition to the Oriana portfolio, you can see a positive return on the PAT side.
So I think if I add up, Praveen, so if we look at the individual project basis, my IPP projects are positive, profitable. However, when we
Which are
consolidate, which are commissioned and operational for more than 6-8 months. But projects which are
Under
yet to be commissioned or got commissioned a month or 2 months before this result, so that means there the cost of interest and other things, and obviously the depreciation also probably comes into picture, where the new capacity versus the previous capacity gets sum up and may have a presentation of the negative PAT, which is not the real side of it.
If you look at the total portfolio building, so major capacity is added in this year only.
Right.
And that's where the existing portfolio revenue is diluted.
Perfect. Now, one question about the trade receivable, which has gone up sharply in this current year. Some clarification on that?
So we are an EPC company, and definitely last quarter में जो भी billings वगैरह होती हैं वो realize होती हैं थोड़ी सी late. And one more thing, जो retention money होता है वो retention money 1 साल के लिए रुक जाता है, तो वो भी कुछ amount होता है, और जो next financial year में realize होता है, तो projects क्योंकि चलते रहते हैं, तो 31 मार्च को एकदम से stock नहीं लग जाता है, तो उस तरीके से जो cash flow आता है और जो उस time पे position होती है, definitely मार्च के end में ही maximum projects जो होते हैं वो close होते हैं.
But luckily, because of the monsoon season which ends up by September, October, हमारे पास काम करने के लिए eventually last के 6 महीने ही रहते हैं. अब वो 6 महीने में ground breaking करना, फिर material का deployment करना, vendors का delivery लेना, so that all sum up. So
and usually like solar panel is the major cost of the project, which we took at the last of the project. So that's also, as Abdul said, there are certain things which need to realize into the cash. So that getting the payments from the client side is also.
But ये generally payments Q1 में realize हो जाती हैं easily. क्योंकि as you know it very well कि हम लोग PSUs के साथ काम कर रहे हैं या double rated companies के साथ काम कर रहे हैं, तो there is no bad debt as such.
I think जो मेन एक कंसर्न है वो यही है कि 400 करोड़ के ट्रेड रिसीवेबल है, एंड द लॉजिक फॉर दैट इज बिकॉज Q4 इज वेरी aggressive in terms of revenue for the company, and those that revenue in terms of cash flow will get realized in the subsequent Q1 of the subsequent financial year. So उसमें टेंशन लेने की बात नहीं है. I think that's what the company's management is trying to state that.
सर वैसे भी
वो H1 के रिजल्ट में क्लैरिफाई हो भी जाएगा.
LC limits वगैरह हमारे पास होती हैं, तो उसमें कोई दिक्कत नहीं होती. यूजुअली LC 90 days 120 days के क्रेडिट हमें मिल जाते हैं LC पे, और अब तो खैर उससे ज्यादा भी मिलने लगे हैं, तो इसलिए कैश फ्लो थोड़ा सा हमारा अच्छा रहता है. तो पेमेंट्स वगैरह Q1 में इजीली रियलाइज हो जाती है कि अच्छे PSUs पे आती काम कर रहे हैं.
Okay, another interesting question. The company is targeting to migrate to the main board.
Yes, sir. Definitely.
Yes.
करना ही है. बस ये I think we are 1 year away.
So that is where, sir, this second level of leadership team is being part of Oriana and being added every month, I would say. So it is a need, and we are heading towards it.
Due to the compliance of the regulatory issues,
Right.
then we will migrate to the.
Yeah, so that is where Varun Prabhakar and team will play a major role towards that direction.
एक इसी से रिलेटेड और क्वेश्चन है कि why the company has such a good positive cash flow despite the trade receivable.
Since we are working on LCs and threads for our payments, so और in fact जो LCs भी होती हैं 120 days की 90 days की होती हैं, पेमेंट्स से पहले रियलाइज हो जाते हैं, तो कैश फ्लो पॉजिटिव रहता है. हरियाणा में कैश फ्लो की दिक्कत नहीं है और कैश फ्लो काफी पॉजिटिव है, which help us in bidding more projects as well. In fact, we usually use shorty bonds for big AMDs. तो वहाँ पे भी हमारा कैश फ्लो बहुत ज्यादा नहीं लगता है, इसलिए कैश फ्लो पॉजिटिव.
Interesting. I think most of the questions are already summed up. There are some very specific questions which I am not taking in the interest of time. I think Tanvi, you need to tell me if I can take few more questions or you want to summarize.
Yes, sir.
9 and 16. 9 and 16.
So we have one more question. What are the plans for raising funds to support additional IPP projects? Is there a strategy in place for recycling funds through asset monetization or other mechanism?
So Amitji, these are the couple of few questions which we have received over the email at Tanvi's end. So we
Yes.
are also
Perfect.
covering those questions.
Perfect. Yeah.
So can you please?
Question is,
Answer
what are the
that.
plans for raising funds to support the additional
Additional
IPP
IPP.
projects? Is there a strategy for recycling funds?
Yes, definitely. We are having plans for future growth of IPP projects. So for that, we are undertaking recycling of the current assets which are yet to be commissioned. And definitely, if you will see, जो रूपल ने 4 प्रोडक्ट बताए थे, उसमें 4th प्रोडक्ट जो बताया था, that IPP model for InvITs and conglomerates or institutional investors. So we're gonna sell those assets and we'll keep on recycling money to build more assets. So this is the one strategy. Definitely, we are in touch with a few international and national investors for the investment in subsidiary only, not in Oriana Power, in subsidiary only. So these are the 2 processes which we have initiated, I think 6 months, more than 6 months back. And now we have good MOUs and good intents from different institutional funds.
Got it.
So we have one more question from our investor. Are you comfortable with the price discovered for green hydrogen in recent tenders? How do you foresee the market for green hydrogen evolving in the coming years?
We are fortunate that finally the price has been discovered for green hydrogen. It was 397. So definitely it's a good price. Although it's double from the LNG price, or more than double from the LNG price. But in future, if you will see like spot pricing, जो tariff कम गया है और उस तरह की अगर चीजें होती हैं और with the reduction of prices in BESS and reduction of prices in solar, और इंडिया में सोलर की कैपेसिटी मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कैपेसिटी काफी ज्यादा हो जाती है जो हम लोग फोर्सी कर रहे हैं आने वाले टाइम में. So definitely it will reduce the cost of power and it will reduce the cost of hydrogen, and you mark my word, definitely within 2 years timeline, hydrogen will play a key role in Indian ecosystem.
So electricity has a major role on the tariff identification for the green hydrogen. So
70% of raw material is electricity
in the OPEX.
in the OPEX.
Perfect. So इसी से related एक और interesting question है, which 2 verticals in next 2 years will define whether the Oriana will become a 10,000 crore company? इसमें mention नहीं है valuation और revenue, मैं इसको revenue बोलूँगा because valuation is something which we should not talk here. So what will make Oriana 10,000 crore revenue company next 2 years? Which 2 verticals?
So 10,000 crore revenue in next 2 years is bit difficult to say. Yes, FY'28, FY'29 is the correct years to say. And yes, definitely this year, major revenue from solar EPC. Next year, 70% from solar, 30% from BESS, Praveen. Even we can
Like 60-40 we can say.
So Praveen is bullish on BESS, and definitely our target of 3.5 gigawatt hour, Praveen has committed that this will get this target by 2028 or later or earlier in 2029. So in 27, by 27, 70% from solar and 30% from BESS, CBG, a little bit from green hydrogen. After that, yes, solar will come down to 30-35%, BESS 30-35%, and then hydrogen will take over from there.
And one request from the investors, a few investors are requesting if Oriana can start sharing quarterly results.
The main board में आ ही रहे हैं sir, बस.
Sir, we are planning जिस तरीके से, क्योंकि हमारा इस बार AS से इंडियस का कन्वर्जन भी है और चीजें प्लान हो रही हैं और लीडरशिप टीम भी आ चुकी है. So definitely not this quarter, but we'll try के दिसंबर वाला क्वार्टर या फिर जून वाला क्वार्टर हम क्वार्टरली रिजल्ट्स दें. Obviously हम लोग अगस्त में with the help of वरुण प्रभाकर जी शायद हम मेन बोर्ड पे आ जाएंगे. But we'll try के from next year onwards definitely we'll try to give quarterly results. दिसंबर का we'll see.
Perfect, thank you. That's it from our side. I think we have covered most of the questions.
Thank you, Amit ji.
So
Thank
maybe
you.
you can
Founders?
give a thank to Mr. Vaibhav, other team member Shubham,
Sure,
who
sir.
are also part of the meeting.
We have Mr. Shubham Kumar Karan with us. Thank you, Shubham. Thank you, Varun sir. Thank you, Gaurav sir. Thank you, Gunjan. Thank you, Narendra. Thank you, Praveen Gupta. Thank you, Shivam Agarwal. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Vaibhav Gupta. Thank you, Omkar sir. Thank you.
Vaibhav Jain.
Yes, I have already
Vaibhav
written
Gupta.
it.
Yeah, so you can correct a bit.
Thank you, Vaibhav Jain. Thank you, Oriana team. Thank you, founders.
Thank you, Tanvi.
So, shall we conclude? No?
Yes, sir, you can.
Yeah, please. Can
Sir, you can hear.
So thank you everyone for bearing with us for this long con call, and I wish or we wish we have given reasonable projections, reasonable understanding where Oriana is heading for next 4 years from here. And we believe you will keep supporting us in terms of, you will keep guiding us, motivating us, and will keep giving the reason to grow faster what we have been doing. And you can trust you are with the team which has an intent to be there on the ground all the time in terms of commitments. We will deliver what we have committed, but yes, again, the numbers, the projections and things are always there based on a lot of other factors which probably we all understand. But thank you so much for all the support. I'll request Anirudh and Praveen also to give a thanking closer.
So, thank you so much, dear investors and shareholders, for trusting on Oriana. There always will try to clarify or make a transparency into system so that you have a better clarity about the vision and the projections and if there is some clarity is required from the management side. And looking forward for the downtime, uptime, everywhere we have to bind together. We can resolve anything, and if anything comes in future, where you see there's a probability where you find us to be compatible for any kind of opportunity side. So definitely you are welcome, and we're looking for your support for all such situations. We need support from your side. Thank you so much.
Praveen, maybe one thing which all have missed out about this last year presentation, you talked about something new you are bringing into the company, which is out of the globe or something like that you put it. So maybe you can give a closer with that update.
So, dear stakeholders, we have made some statement about the new development into the solar energy. So, we are into development, or you can say the research stage, with the tie-up with some institutions or organizations.
International organization.
Where we are trying to develop some innovative things which are major on the scalable side, like getting the energy from space to the land. So that's where with accessing the solar energy from space-based solar power plant. So we are into R&D stage, still on the nascent stage of the development, but the things are quite mature. The things are developing across the multiple countries, and we are also part of that innovation. and definitely looking forward to bring some major insights in the coming time.
So
Thank you so much.
It means we are on the ground, we are on the water, and now we are heading towards the space. So we are trying to bring
Yes,
in
definitely.
the solar energy from the space to the ground. So please be aware, it is at the development stage, it is at the R&D stage, but we are taking it very seriously. Let's see how we proceed on that.
So those projects are like scalable, like up to 100 of gigawatts kind of portfolio will be there. But yes, of course, after proof of concept, so POC is yet to commission.
Yeah, thank you investors for your patience. Our team of 250 plus members all working tirelessly to ensure our vision for 2030. As we continue to scale, we remain true to our roots, sowing the seeds of what will soon blossom into a multinational company. Yes, multinational company. With the unwavering support of our team and the blessing of our investors, Oriana Power is on track to become a global force in the renewable energy sector, and very soon you will hear the news. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.